34,000. Minuf, population 79,000. And finally, Layan, population 41,000. The study report on Menufia Governorate reveals that the economic resources include agriculture, water supply, population services, and other economic activities can be summed up as follows. First, agriculture. Cultivatable land in the governorate totals 314,286 acres, and it is rated as of the most fertile in Egypt. Cultivation is still carried out by conventional methods of farming, resulting in poor yields. Cultivatable land is split up into ever-smalling holdings as inherited by generation after generation of farmers, causing considerable wastage of land through land demarcations and fall in productivity. Average area of farmland per citizen has dropped from 20.8% of an acre in 1978 to 13.3% in 1990. The individual's pro-rated share of the governorate's domestic product was only 264 Egyptian pounds in 1990, as compared with 209 Egyptian pounds in 1986. Principal crops remain the same conventional ones, namely wheat, cotton, corn, clover, and the like, apart from small percentage of vegetables and fruits. These conventional crops are not sufficient to meet the country's strategic needs of food. Second, Nile water. The report also reveals the tangible fact that there is excessive wastage of Nile waters through irrigation by inundation. Some 2.5 billion cubic meters of water allotted to the Menufia Governorate are thus misused, resulting in the loss of some 20% of the meager cultivatable area, wasted on complex waterways and drainage ditches. The report furthermore underlines the dramatic population growth within the governorate. As with the rest of the country, the Menufia population is increasing at a dangerous pace, rising from 1,400,000 inhabitants in 1966 to 2,400,000 in 1990. Current estimates indicate that this figure will reach 3,600,000 by the year 2010, even while applying stringent family planning measures. The report goes on to indicate that the industrial activity in the governorate is scanty. A number of small factories have been built haphazardly and without proper planning. Worse still, they were built on agricultural land, further reducing the cultivatable area needed for vital food production. So much for the current status of economic resources. As for the governorate's infrastructure, urban planning, roads, drinking water, sewage, electricity, education, and health services. The report revealed that as the total population of the governorate reached 2,444,000 in 1990, this dramatic population increase led to indiscriminate construction of housing on cultivatable land, producing an unplanned patchwork of streets and alleys which are unable to cope with transportation needs for the inhabitants. As uncontrolled building continued to devour farmlands, the resulting slums continue to deteriorate. The lack of proper sewage facilities caused septic tanks to overflow in the houses and streets and contaminating subsoil drinking water, thus creating a series of environmental health hazards. On the other hand, electricity supply for the moment is adequate for the present-day needs. However, it is essential that such power supply be substantially increased in future to meet the expected future requirements. Turning to the education services, we find that the negative effects of the population explosion have also reflected adversely on the quality of these services. Thus, schools are no longer sufficient. Parallelly, healthcare services have also deteriorated to the extent that they barely provide the minimum requirements of the citizens. As for the governor's economy, the survey, which was accurately conducted, confirms that if present-day conditions are allowed to continue without remedy until the year 2010, and unless a master plan for development is conceived and strictly adhered to, the situation would further deteriorate as follows. First, farmland of the most fertile in Egypt, lost to wild slum-type urbanization, will continue, reducing the cultivatable area from 314,286 acres to 303,416 acres by the year 2010. Second, the governorate's population will by the year 2010 reach a staggering 3,600,000 compared to the current 2,400,000, thus necessitating the creation of new job opportunities for some 287,755 people. How can this be conceivably done? Third, as farmland is lost and the number of jobless citizens increase, the per person per year share of production falls. As shown if the current deterioration continues. First, in the present-day 1990 situation, the governorate's total economic output is 1.6 billion Egyptian pounds. The per person per year share is 625 Egyptian pounds. That's approximately $200 US. Second, if the situation in the governorate is left to current economic growth, by the year 2010, total production output is expected to reach 3.2 billion Egyptian pounds, and the per person per year share will be 1,194 Egyptian pounds, approximately $398 US at current value. It is inconceivable that this current deteriorating situation be allowed to continue, and it is therefore imperative that concerted efforts be immediately exerted in order to ensure prosperity and future well-being for ourselves and our sons. The sons of the Minufeya Governorate have responded to this national problem and calls of their leaders to mobilize and rebuild their economy through their own efforts. By raising the required financing from local and international funding sources. They thought to evade burdening the state, currently unable to meet the national needs, with yet more requirements.